No, I was just going to say, let's go to Toronto because my religion, interestingly enough, I'm Catholic. I don't think that is a shock to anybody, but sometimes we put the body parts of saints into altars. We have religious relics. And apparently, the cult of COVID science also has their own religious relics, and they are on display in Toronto City Hall, where a scarf, I couldn't believe this when I saw it. I was like, you know what? I, at least I can admit that what I'm doing is religious when we encase relics in altars, but they're encasing it in some sort of altar at City Hall. A scarf that Toronto's medical officer of health, Dr. Eileen de Villa, wore at City Hall during the earliest days of the pandemic is now on display in the building's rotunda. And they tell me this is not a religion. You can go pay homage, David.
Why is it on display? I
I
mean,
don't know.
like there's a scarf Hall of Fame at Toronto City Hall. I mean, Sheila, this is outrageous. I mean, and don't bring any more attention, I'm sorry, to Dr. Cruella de Villa. She was the one that was responsible for so many businesses suffering undue hardship.
Oh my God.
The best case in point, Adamson Barbecue, run by Adam Skelly. She literally sent in all the horses and all the king's men to get that shut down. And as I've often repeated, Sheila, because we were on the ground covering that standoff for 3 days, 400 meters down the road, a Costco food service facility was still selling hamburgers and hot dogs and pizza and French fries. That's okay for, I don't know, some reason. They always said science, but a little mom pa restaurant coming up, serving ribs and brisket, and for my money, some of the best you can possibly find in the Greater Toronto area. He did a fantastic job. That was offside. I think we should have a photo display going back to, say, 2021 when Adamson Barbecue was shut down. I think that's her legacy, how as a cruel person, she, stamped out independent businesses like little bugs. But we're supposed to look upon this scarf. And I mean, why? She wore this scarf to, I guess, some press conferences, Sheila. And I've never attached any kind of significance to Dr. de Villa in this scarf. But why are they making a big deal out of it?
Yeah, they did the same thing to Dina Hinshaw early in the pandemic. She would wear these like nerdy scarves and nerdy shirts that were like sciency, and everyone was gushing over this like science lady who was telling us to end, I guess, all of our interpersonal relationships in the name of COVID science. And every time she would hold a press conference, she would wear a kitschy, nerdy thing, and the media would all lose its mind. Can we go back to that Toronto Star article for a second? Because I didn't have my glasses on, but I thought I saw something a little crazy there. Just scroll down. Who wrote this? What madman wrote this? It says, just go up, please. I'm going to read it off your screen, so slow down. Toronto City Hall visitors picking up permits, making their case at committee meeting, or beelining to the library may now cross paths with a herringbone scarf ensconced in glass. The accessory, tied and propped up as if worn around an invisible neck, appeared recently on the main floor as part of a temporary installation on, quote, loss and togetherness. Again, no mention of job losses. 3 years from the onset of COVID-19, a banner identifies the scarf as belonging to the city's chief medical officer, Eileen de Villa, whose affection for the adornment had caught public attention. At every
really?
I don't know. Who cares? At every briefing, Dr. de Villa wore a scarf, which quickly became her signature accessory, the description reads, before rooting it in a single moment. It was at Toronto City Hall on March 19th, 2020, that de Villa wore this pleated scarf with brown stripes and green zigzags. That was the day, that day was the start of a trying time for Toronto as pandemic measures began to lock into place. It was in that briefing It was in that briefing that Davila encouraged, but not yet required, businesses such as clothing stores, hair and nail salons to shut down across the city. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Who did this? Who wrote this? Who thought that this was news? And who thought that that scarf was worthy of being treated like a religious artifact as part of their little cult?
Sheila, that is the most relevant
Victoria
question.
Gibson.
Think of all the
Victoria
issues.
Gibson, here it is. Sorry, David, to cut you off. Victoria Gibson, the affordable housing reporter, wrote this because naturally there's nothing on her beat because there's no such thing as affordable housing in Toronto.
Yeah. Oh, so maybe the social justice reporter, I can't remember the name of that kook. She was unavailable to write this one up. But, Sheila, what I find offensive, again, with all the issues plaguing Toronto, violent crime skyrocketing, the fact that it's not safe to take public transit, gridlock, vandalism and graffiti everywhere. I mean, this is not the Toronto I grew up in, Sheila. And some bureaucrat thought, as though the treasury is overflowing with millions or billions of dollars. Hey, let's put up one of Davila's scarves in a display case. Isn't this fantastic? I mean, I think I could get by this more if they were to monetize it. They put it in a closet and you got to pay a loony or a toonie to go see it, and get a return on investment. I mean, I know what a concept for City Hall, an ROI project. But I mean, I never thought of Eileen Davila as so connected to this scarf until I read this stupid story. And I mean, Sheila, because the left loves to sexualize everything these days, why don't we put up a display of Eileen Davila's underwear too? Here
Gross.
are the panties Dr. Davila was wearing.
Stop, David. Stop.
I'm serious. Why not?
Oh my Lord. That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.